hope's not at play here is political motivation. I've always said that Judge Torres was good and all of that, and I think she handled the case fine. But, I hope that crypto, the new administration, the Trump and the meme coin, and she's not drawing a line here where she thinks crypto's bad and she's taking a stand. Just because the SEC changed doesn't mean I'm going to change my ruling. I hope she doesn't dig her heels in that way. But what can we expect? I think we're going to have to see a brief. And I got to tell you, I think the SEC is going to have to eat crow. I think they're going to have to fall on their sword in this joint brief by saying that this case was misguided. I think they got to cite that Congress is working on bills, that digital assets are akin to commodities, and they've come to that decision that ETH, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, all of these cryptos are in essence more like commodities and should not be governed. I think that they need to say, look, there's no victim here for Ripple. Ripple can sell to a bank, Bank of America, right? They can sell to a hedge fund. Those are people who want to do business with Ripple. So this injunction that you have is limiting them and actually disadvantaging Ripple against maybe other projects. And we think that's unfair.
Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. What if I told you that your bank account could grow without you lifting a finger? Or what if the government's secretly rewriting the rules of money right now? Today's crypto news is massive. Ripple's changing lives for farmers, the Federal Reserve's testing blockchain, and Robinhood's making investments easier for you. Stick around because these stories could change how you see money forever. Crypto's not just about prices, it's about real people, real systems, and real change. And today we've got three huge stories. Ripple's teaming up with WEIA and Mercy Corps to help 300 farmers in Colombia using the XRP ledger. The Federal Reserve and the Bank of International Settlements are testing smart contracts to control money in ways that we've never seen. And a Robinhood executive says tokenization's about to make investing way easier for regular people like us. These aren't just headlines, these are signals of where money's headed. So let's break them all down. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the financial markets today. We will also head over to Forex Factory and find out what news broke today, the two red folder information pieces that you need to know. And at the end of the video, we will also be getting into the XRP chart. So if you are here just for the charting, feel free to fast forward until the end. But we are going to be looking out for our next support and resistance levels for XRP. Plus, we'll also be checking in on our short-term and long-term momentum waves.
Most people that are interested in crypto trading don't have the time to manage their entries and stop losses, so they invest with emotion, and that's why they lose. So we have a powerful way for you to make money by directly copying our trades and other successful crypto traders. And copy trading is one of the easiest and most popular ways to make money in crypto. Copying other traders that had more experience than me is how I became a crypto millionaire before 30 when I was new to the industry back in 2016, but I had to manually enter the trades myself, which was super stressful because I didn't understand how to properly set up stop losses or take profits back then. So I ended up missing great entry points or holding longer than I should have, losing out on potential profits. That's why leveraging a copy trading platform that does this for you is the best way to go. And how it works is the exchange will put in the orders for you when you copy another experienced trader. That way you don't have to manually follow the trade alerts or enter or exit trade positions sitting at a computer all day long. And it's very easy to get started with too. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below this video and create your free account, deposit any crypto asset that is listed on the platform, and then choose which trader you like to copy that has the best win rate. And full disclaimer, because we believe in transparency, we do earn a small commission for every trade that you make on the exchange, but that helps support videos like this to help you succeed. And you can also get exclusive access to our top altcoin picks and breaking crypto news updates as well inside of our Telegram group through the link below this video. So check that out. I know you're going to love it.
But first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market today. Today, we are coming in at 3.28 trillion. We are having a continued drop, a little pullback in the markets, down 0.75%. When we look here at the 30-day chart, it was nothing but up for quite some time with a little bit of consolidation here. We did reject off of this $3.4 trillion level. Let's zoom out to the yearly chart. So as you can see here on this much larger time frame, we can have this great move to the upside, but we haven't had a real pullback in the markets yet. We had a nice pump, consolidation, pump. Let's see if we consolidate, or will we be coming back to retest this $3 trillion level? We will continue to update you on this every day. Make sure you subscribe. Fear and Greed Index coming in at 68 today. So we are still in the greed territory, which is actually good news. We don't want to be in the neutral zone. This means people are still interested in crypto. Yesterday was a 69. Last week was a 71. Altcoin Season Index currently sitting at 25 out of 100. So as you can see, we are in the Bitcoin season still. Yesterday was a 26. Last week was a 43. Bitcoin dominance still coming in at 62.5. So it is having a nice pullback from those highs of the 66 level it reached. And taking a look at the crypto ETFs, we did have back-to-back days to the upside, which is very positive. Yesterday's report, 325 million to the upside. Today, only 114 million. But as you can see, this is really positive as we have 1, 2, and 3 negative days, outflow days in the ETF markets on this 30-day chart. But we do have a potential worrisome scenario popping up right now. We have officially ended this week. You can see right here, this is the 4th week in a row to the upside. We got $356 million worth of inflows into the ETFs. And you can see price really has been pumping during this surge. However, as we can see, we are on extremely declining volume here. 4 weeks ago, $3 billion inflows. 3 weeks ago, 1.8. Last week, under $1 billion, 920 million. And this week, ending it at 356 million. Now, the full Friday reports may continue to flow in over the weekend, so we'll keep you updated on this. But I do not like to see this declining volume. That is pretty significant, and we have started to experience that pullback in the crypto markets. Taking a look at the top 5 cryptos by total market cap, Bitcoin coming in at number 1, obviously at $2 trillion. Ethereum at number 2, 300 billion. Tether number 3 at 151 billion. XRP took that 3rd spot, continues to drop though, currently seeking 137 billion. BNB at number 5, taking over the Solana for 90 billion total market cap, and Solana coming in at number 6, $86 billion. Heading over to Forex Factory, 2 major pieces of news came out: consumer sentiment and also inflation expectations. Consumer sentiment forecasted at 53.1 came in at a 50.8. What you want to look for in this report is an actual greater than number. So 53 was a forecast, coming in under by 3 points, 50.8. And why traders care about this is financial confidence is a leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of the overall economic activity. This is a survey of about 420 consumers, which asks respondents to rate the relative level of current or future economic conditions. And we also had the inflation expectation number come up. There was no forecast for this month's information. It did come out at 7.3%. We can see we have been on a steady incline on this. Going back to December was 2.9, January 3.3, February 4.3, March 4.9, April 6.7, now May coming in at 7.3. And the reason traders care about this is expectations of future inflation can manifest into real inflation, primarily because workers tend to push for higher wages when they believe prices will rise. So unfortunately, not great news for Friday morning's financial information. Heading over to X to find out all this breaking news. First and foremost, don't forget to head over to X, follow us, BULLRUNNERS, with the check mark there at BULLRUNNERS HQ. And I do want to remind you, we are giving away $100 worth of XRP. Congratulations to Lord John 00420 for winning last week's giveaway. If you want to win this week, all you need to do is like this post, comment XRP below, and sign up for Blowfin using our affiliate link right here. Blowfin is a great centralized exchange. You do get 10% deposit bonus for up to 50K. That way you can do some trading. Blowfin is known for their futures options trading. The winner will be announced in our daily email newsletter on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Altcoin Secrets book. Everyone who subscribes to our daily newsletter gets free ebook, Altcoin Secrets, the underground guide to becoming a crypto millionaire. This is really great information. We've had tons and tons of people experience great results from this, and then they're able to make that extra. That way they can come over and work with our actual analysts over at Altcoin Pro. The biggest, hypest token out there right now is Hyperliquid. Their program, their system, also they're an exchange as well, but they're a decentralized exchange. But take a listen to this. Whale deposits 1.7 million USDC into Hyperliquid and opens a 20x leverage short on Solana. So what does this whale know? Why are they being so hardcore to the downside right now? And on some world news, while Trump is circumventing the world over in the Middle East, making huge deals, this is massive. The World Bank confirms that Saudi Arabia and Qatar have paid off Syria's outstanding debt. The $15.5 million Syria owed has been paid off by Saudi and Qatar, clearing Damascus to take out new loans. So are we getting a financial reset, a freedom reset, a peace reset in the Middle East with all of this going on? I hope so, because that's obviously better for a stable worldwide scenario. Also, alert, this is very positive news. Binance and Kraken reportedly fended off those Coinbase-style social engineering hacks without any consumer data loss per Bloomberg. So great job to Kraken, great job to Binance. They did try to seep in and make sure that they can scam the customer support at Kraken and Binance, but they turned them away. As we saw in the intro, breaking news, crypto lawyer John Deaton says the SEC needs to admit the lawsuit against Ripple was misguided before Judge Torres will change judgment. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, and you saw this in the intro. Really what they're saying, and a lot of people are coming out to say this, is that SEC has to come out and say, you know what? I'm really sorry. We were not in the right headspace as a government agency at the time, and we did this maliciously. Basically, they have to admit that they did this poorly, so that way Judge Torres will have the ability to go ahead and get rid of the case against Ripple. And speaking of Ripple and some great news, Ripple partners with WEIA and Mercy Court to launch XRP Ledger pilot, helping Colombian farmers access credit through blockchain-powered agriculture traceability. This is going to address the 80%. So this will be addressing the 86% informality rate among smallholder farms that limits their access to credit. The Farm Now, Pay Later financing model leverages XRPL's transparent data to provide farmers with immediate access to inputs without upfront costs, potentially transforming financial inclusion in rural areas where 79% lack basic credit access. Blockchain traceability in agriculture, as supported by studies like Frontiers in 2020, enhances food safety and supply chain efficiency, but challenges remain in ensuring smallholder farmers can provide accurate data due to technological barriers. And in the comments section, this was a great post here. Real world use case is much better or greater than hype partnerships. And I completely agree. So this is really great. Helping farmers get credit through on-chain traceability. That's actual utility, not just another NFT marketplace. And in a huge major move here, guys, Federal Reserve Bank of New York and the Bank of International Settlements are testing smart contracts to explore tokenized monetary policy. Now, if you remember, just a short time ago, the Federal Reserve said crypto would never be involved. They would never mess with it. They'll never buy Bitcoin. They'll never be involved in crypto. This is the first step. The other interesting thing to keep in mind here is the Bank of International, and most people don't know this, the Bank of International Settlements is actually the top of the pyramid when it comes to banks. They are on top of the Federal Reserve. The Bank of International Settlements was established in 1930 and headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, and it's owned by 63 member central banks. Obviously, the New York Fed is a member, representing countries that account for 95% of global GDP. The common conspiracy theory, or probably reality, with the Bank of International Settlement is that it's a part of a clandestine plan to international bankers to create the New World Order or centralized global financial system, subverting national sovereignty. Some cite historian Carol Quigley's 1966 book, Tragedy and Hope. So as we've heard, some people are really excited about crypto, and then some people are starting to get scared of crypto because is it the New World Order currency, which they will have complete digital control over you? And in some really crazy news where Bitcoin is the new gold, as they say, well, here's a really bad issue for real gold. This is really bad for gold. Scientists can literally recreate gold in a lab, and this makes gold no longer scarce. He goes on to say, for those that think I'm being an alarmist or dramatic, study the diamond chart, since the same thing happened and scientists created lab-grown diamonds. Neither the human eye nor a magnifying glass can tell the difference, and the cost is about 1% of the original. Once people realize this, there will be a huge shift into Bitcoin. And here is the article from ABC News. Scientists at CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, have successfully transformed lead into gold atoms, achieving an ancient alchemist dream through modern physics. And this would be the chart of the diamonds. As you can see, when the lab-grown diamonds started to kick off, the price of diamonds continued to drop. Now, speaking of tokenization, Robinhood is really excited about making investing more accessible with real-world assets. The senior vice president and general manager for Robinhood Crypto, Johan Kerbrat, said that it's very important for the financial inclusion. Kerbrat said that some real-world assets, such as real estate and private equity, are available only to up to 10% of the U.S. population. He says you need to be an accredited investor to invest in private equity right now, meaning you have to deposit over $25,000 into an account. He continued on, how many people can afford a house or an apartment in New York? He elaborated, but you can get a piece of it with fractionalization through tokenization. And so we think it makes a lot more sense and easier to be exchanged and a lot more accessible for everybody. Real world asset tokenization is often touted as a means to enhance financial accessibility, with most tokenized funds currently concentrated on private credit and U.S. Treasury markets. According to RWA XYZ on May 16th, the total market cap on chain of real world assets, $22.5 billion across 101,000 asset holders. So real world assets, tokenization of everything is coming to the blockchain. The real world financial markets will be running on blockchain. Let's check in on XRP and see what is going on over here. Now, as we know, our short-term momentum wave did cap out at 100, and it has turned down since that cap out. So we stopped at $2.65, have been coming down ever since for the last couple of days. We do currently have one of our weekly spider lines coming into here for our trend line that will act as a great support for us at $2.25. The one thing that does bother me right now is we do have this fair value gap. So there's a possibility that we get a deep wick to fill in this fair value gap, and then a body settles on this level right here at 225. We are going to continue seeing some downside momentum as this resets to the downside all the way down to zero. There are a couple of points that could rebound at the 50 level and then also the 25 level on the way down. But the last couple of times we saw this happen with the reset from 100 to zero was right here, where we went from 235 all the way down with a wick to 207. When we take a look at that, it was a 12% dip there. And if we take a look at where we're at now to where we're at, it's about a 12% dip already. So what I'm watching for, this is the shaft trend cycle. If you would like to use this on your charts as well, I'm currently using the 10 length. Fast length is 10 and slow length is 30. Waiting for this to come back down, do a reset, and pop back to the upside. Long-term momentum, though, we are still looking good. Now, this is on the daily charts. We are having a slope to the downside a little bit, so I'm ready for this to come down, kind of like what you saw here. It came down, retested, it moved up. It's going to come down and then slope back to the upside as well. When we take a look at this on the weekly charts, there is still a lot of momentum to be had once this gets kicked into gear to the upside. Last time XRP reset to the downside and made its move up is when we went from the 55-cent level all the way up to its current all-time highs up here at $3.40. When we take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, it already made its move. As you can see right here, Bitcoin does tend to front run the market. Ethereum also made its move, and it's been having a significant pump to the upside. So XRP is lagging extremely hard in this market compared to other coins, but this is a potential really good thing for us to have, because once this does happen and it does start to rip, last time this happened, as we took a look in the charts here, there was a 578% move to the upside. And if we get that same move of 570-ish%, that gets us into the $18, $17 range. So what I'm looking for right now is this pullback that we have been talking about, retesting off this 225 if it gets all the way down there. On the daily chart, there is the fair value gap that could get us all the way back to $2.17. Love to see a rebound off this and make the move to our next level. Now, conversely, one thing I am also watching to the downside, we had this highest high, and then we had a lower high and another lower high. And right now, with the bodies of the candles on the weekly, we are potentially having another lower high. We have 1 day, 23 hours left in this candle. But as we can see, there is a little pattern going on. Green, a dash red, green, a dash red, green, a dash red. And then next week's candle will kick off to the upside. Will that pattern continue on? We will continue to keep you updated. Make sure you subscribe today.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,